Okay, so NBA All-Star Weekend is coming up next weekend, and I'm sure we're all super excited about the NBA All-Star Game. So I was checking it out. I haven't watched the All-Star Game probably at least like the last 5 years or so. I'll check in and watch little bits and pieces, but it's not like I'm totally locked in, totally watching the game. I remember back when Kobe was still in the league, whenever Kobe and LeBron would be in the All-Star Game together. So every single year, we'd get at least a couple one-on-one moments between those two guys. It was just more entertaining. And I felt like the guys would just play harder back then. I get the younger guys and the newer players, the newer generation. They don't want to get injured in the All Star games. No one's asking you to go out there and play 110% and be trying to jump over guys and dunk on them and hurting yourself. But I mean, with that being said, I can't think of any time I've ever seen a player even like sprain their ankle or get even like a minor injury in the All Star game. But yeah, it's like just go and play 70% or 75% or something. Just put a little more effort in. If you have watched at all in the past 5 years, it's like they go out there and just play, not even pickup ball. I can go outside, go to Gold's Gym, and see more entertaining, harder played basketball. So that's kind of sad to see. But anyway, I just wanted to get into how the voting works for the All-Star game and how things have changed with the voting process and everything like that. This article is just from a couple of days ago, so we'll get right into it here. Real quick, I'm at a big 16 subscribers, trying to get to 20 by the end of the day. So please like and subscribe if you enjoy the video. But yeah, right here, All-Star rosters, voting results, blah blah blah. All right, it's taking place next weekend, 14th to 16th. I think it's Saturdays like the skills challenge, 3-point contest, slam dunk contest, and the games on Sunday. But yeah, here's the voting results. They were announced Thursday, January 30th on TNT. I'm not really worried about all the players. I'll probably make a separate video with the snubs and stuff like that because there are some players that feel like they got snubbed. Um, all right. Well, yeah, so right here, the NBA shared the final 2025 All Star totals, including the exact number of fan, media, and NBA player votes. I forgot exactly when they changed this, but I remember however many years ago they used to just do all fan votes, so it's just all the fans' decision whether you are in the All Star game or not. And I feel like they should go back to that format. Maybe again, comment below what you think about it. But back then there was never a lot of talk about players getting snubbed when it was just all the fans voting. I feel like it's kind of weird the players get to vote. I guess they can be biased towards one another, but then again, fans can be biased towards players as well. Um, we'll get into this here. Trae Young was one of the players that felt like he got snubbed, and I won't get too much into it, but it goes in with the fan voting. Um, New York hates Trae Young. Trae Young just cooks New York when he goes over there, and all the New York fans hate Trae Young. So New York and LA are two of the biggest markets, probably where a lot of the voters come from for the NBA game, just the population of those cities. So with a bunch of people from New York voting and hating Trae Young, that can affect him possibly getting into the All Star game. So that can kind of be the other side of the argument. If it was 100% fan voting, how it used to be, Trae Young could possibly still be getting snubbed just because there's such a large fan base in New York that pretty much hates him, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's how it's broken down. I feel like it's weird. The media panel should definitely have nothing to do with the votes. I feel like they can be very biased, and that's just weird. I think I think Stephen A. Smith is someone, and I think there's other people like that get an All Star vote. It's just really weird. But anyway, this is how it's divided. 50% of the fan votes, 25% is the NBA players' votes, then 25% is the media votes. So that's how the voting groups are divided into factoring in for the All Star game. Um, okay, it just gets even weirder. This is like the rising stars. So it's the sophomores and the rookies, just the best rookies versus the best Second year players, I don't mind that game. The Rising Stars game is okay. It can be kind of entertaining. But so yeah, the voting already happened. How to vote. Okay. Right here's where it gets even more weird. They've been doing, I think it's the same format they've been doing for the past few years. I don't know if they changed it. Again, I haven't been keeping up too much the past 5 years. I'll just check in every once in a while to see little bits of the game. I might watch the highlights from the dunk contest and stuff like that, but there's really no highlights at the end of the All Star game. It's just a bunch of lazy defense. Some dudes do some windmills, throw it off the backboard to themselves, and it's just not entertaining, honestly, unfortunately. But yeah, this season's format is a four team, 3 game, one night tournament. 3 teams of 8 All Stars apiece, and the fourth team being the winner of the Rising Stars Challenge. Again, for first and second year players. So yeah, the 3 teams of All Stars, then the fourth team. Again, it's that team, whichever team wins the Rising Stars Challenge. The winning team in all games will be the first team to score 40 points. Um, so yeah, it's just so weird. 4 different teams. Again, I guess whoever scores 40 first wins the game, obviously, and that other team gets eliminated. I guess that's how it works. Um, yeah, it's already, even just reading that and explaining that was already complicated for me. It's so random. You should be just the East versus the West. There's not all this craziness with the team format. They're just trying this to try to get the players to play harder. A target score of 40. They're thinking maybe the players will try a little harder, but they don't really care about the All Star game. And when you see the players don't care, you're not really gonna care as a fan to watch the game. How are the reserves selected? See, this is even more random. Like, it's just so random how they vote for everything. Reserves are chosen by a vote among head coaches, but they're not allowed to vote for their own players. It's just so random, all the different people that are voting. I think before it was just all fan votes for reserves, all stars. I think the reserves would just be the people that just finished outside of the starting votes, of course. So the top five, say the top five players, votes wise in the Western Conference, that's the starting five basically, and then 6, 7, 8, whoever it is, in votes, those are the players that end up being the reserves. Yeah, then it just gets even more random. So this is how the teams are picked. They already did this, but Shaq, Charles Barkley, and Kenny Smith, they get to draft their teams from that 24 player pool. So again, after the players are voted for, those 24 players are the 24 player pool for the All Star game, and then Shaq, Charles, and Kenny all get to pick out of the pool to make their 8 player teams. It's so weird. Yeah, here's the draft results. I'm not going to go through all the players, but if you want to see right here, you can see who drafted who. But yeah, just so random again how they do that. Then Rising Stars winner will go to the All Star tournament. Will be called Team Candace. So yeah, whoever wins the Rising Stars tournament rather, Candace Parker coaches them in the 4 team All Star game tournament. It's just also weird and confusing. Um, who will coach? Teams with the best records from the East and the West. So whoever that is. Then there's prize money, of course. Prize pool of $1.8 million for the All Star game. It's so weird how they came to that number. And just make it 2 million, make it 10 million. I mean, the NBA, they have a ton of money. I know ratings are down right now, but they have so much like TV money with the sports gambling going on and so many things. I feel like the NBA just has so much money they can put some into this and like make it a $10 million, even what is it, eight players on each team, at least make it an $8 million pool, so that way each player gets at least $1 million, just to make it, I guess, a little more incentivizing to them. I mean, it sounds so bad even saying that. Like, we shouldn't have to offer the players more money to play hard. It's just, I don't even know what it is with the All Star game. It's just so far gone now. It got messed up so long ago. I don't even I don't even know where the problem started. It was one problem, then another problem, then another problem, and throughout the years, you just can't even figure out where to start, to try to fix it, kind of. But yeah, right here, each player on the All-Star champion team gets 125,000. Each player on the runner-up team gets 50,000, and the players on the teams eliminated in the semifinals will get $25,000 each. What is this? Like, why are they trying to be so like politically correct with it? Like I guess the kids watching the game, they don't want the kids to read this and then think, the team that came in second, they still got a reward, or the team that came in third, they still got some kind of financial reward. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Honestly, $125,000 is really nothing, especially to an all-star level NBA player. These kinds of guys have very good contracts. So, if it was 1 million, $2 million again, maybe that'd be more of an incentive. But that's really just no money to these guys, to be honest. Um, and yeah, I mean, it takes place in San Francisco, California. I don't think there was even prize money back in the day for the All Star game. It was more just like a pride thing, I guess. And again, I get it on the player side, especially today. It's all about load management and staying healthy and stuff like that. But but again, from the fans' perspective, they just want to see an entertaining game out there. Again, back 10 years ago, however long it was the All Star game still good in 2014? I think it was okay. But however long ago, the guys weren't playing. They weren't playing 100%. They were playing 80%, 75%, whatever. They kind of would coast through the first three quarters, but it wasn't people just going in, then three guys just opening the entire lane for them to do a 360 dunk or something. You know what I mean? It was just more entertaining. They played some kind of defense, and now it's just crazy. The guys are just kind of walking around out there. They just act like it's like a burden for them to be there and to have to play the game. I think it was Paul George a few months ago, whenever it was, he said, "Man, it's just tiring. You see all these people around you enjoying their vacations." I think it's at no, it's at San Francisco. I think it was at Orlando the other year, whichever year it was. But he's saying basically, oh, you see all these people around you enjoying their vacations. They're out at Orlando going to Disney World and whatnot. And he says, and then you're out there and you know you have to do the Saturday night skills challenge and all this stuff. You have to go watch it or whatever, and then on Sunday he's like, oh man, you still have to play the game. It's like, come on, Paul George. Paul George. You can say whatever you want, of course, but Paul George he's hurt a lot of the time. People say he puts more effort into his podcast than his play, and I wouldn't agree so much with that. All the players have plenty of free time. It's not like they don't have enough free time to make a podcast every couple of days. That's not a big deal. I wouldn't bash on him for that, but I just think it's crazy again to say all these people on vacation and I'm burdened to come out here and participate in the All Star game. It used to be like a big honor back in the day to even be there. But like I said, now it just seems like a hassle or a burden um, for a lot of the guys to even be there. But I mean, we'll see. Wemby will be in the game this time. Victor Wembanyama. I guess some other young players. SGA is going to be out there. But again, I don't expect it to be any better than it has been. If I was a player, to be honest, I almost can't blame them for playing like that. Honestly, if I was an NBA player and I made the All Star game, I just want to have that All Star selection under my belt. So when I retire, you see, a X player was a 10-time All Star, 15-time All Star, whatever it is. So again, I do get from their point of view, they don't want to get injured in the game. I feel like that's probably kind of the main thing, because that'd be so stupid. You feel so dumb if that happened to you. But like I said a few times before, I feel like I've never seen a player get injured in the All Star game. But please comment below what you think about how the All Star game has evolved or devolved. I'm just speaking for myself. I don't know. Maybe there's some people out there that think the All Star game's better than it's ever been, and they enjoy it now. But please comment below what you think. Please like and subscribe if you watched the whole video, and we'll see y'all next time.